I know this might sound a little surprising. I was actually not a huge relationship person. When I really think about it, I cared so much about what other people thought. I would sometimes hold back on who I was. And maybe part of it was like figuring out who I was anyway, because in your 20s and in your teens, I feel like you're still figuring yourself out. But when I met Chris, I really made it a point to just be like, all right, you know what? Enough is enough. Everything is just gonna be raw. I'm not gonna hold back any emotions. I'm not gonna hold back a reaction. I'm gonna say what's on my mind when I wanna say it. And I literally remember telling myself this when I met him. I think when you're younger, especially in your teens and your 20s, you just focus so much about what other people think of you and how you're perceived. At least that was the case for me. And finally, when I committed to just being open about who I was and accepting who I was, I just felt a lot more comfortable. And ironically, fell in love and found someone who just loved me for entirely being me. So I think the moral of the story is, if you're gonna be crazy, just let him see him from the beginning, okay? Because like, she's gonna come out. Janessa doesn't need to be hidden for years and years and then it just explodes on the man just years later, okay? Janessa just needs to be there front and center from the very beginning so he knows what he's signing up for. Just really go with whatever you want to say and be yourself, because that's ultimately who you want someone to fall in love with anyway. And that's who you can continue to be for the rest of your life. I feel like sometimes people may not work out with their significant other because they were pretending to be someone that they weren't. And after all these years and decades, it just blew up on them because they're finally like, oh my God, I can't take it anymore because Janessa needs to come out. You know what I'm saying? You have to trust that people are going to be drawn to your authenticity and you being genuine for you.